Joining us in the studio, it's a comedy legend, Mr. George Wallace. Has joined us in the studio.
That's
George.
Dr. George Wallace, by the way. I'm a doctor now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, don't you all feel better since I'm sitting here?
Yeah, we certainly do. Absolutely.
But I need to go to the doctor. I broke a tooth this morning on the way here chewing gum. They said,
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Oh,
I gotta
wow.
go to the, and you know, the dentist is making all the money now, so I got to go and see the dentist. Last time I was at the dentist, the lady was cleaning me. What you call that? What do you call it? That lady that...
Oh, the
dental
technician?
technician?
Yeah.
Yeah. She had that little sharp thing sticking me, and I said, oh, she said she didn't feel anything. So I bit her on the finger. So how about that? You feel it now? So now I got to go back to the dentist again. You know? Isn't that amazing when they're sticking you? And she said, I don't feel anything. I said, oh, yeah.
Well, it's appropriate because Mr. McGee.
Yes, I had a tooth pulled a couple days ago, and it's still
I'm sorry, Mr. McGee. It's called extraction now.
extraction.
And that would explain Dr. Wallace.
That would explain the $3,000 price tag, I guess. I believe a former roommate of yours, Jerry Seinfeld, had a mullet at one time.
It was long, you know. Now let me make this perfectly clear.
Okay.
You guys don't know who you're talking to. I'm the real George on the show. Okay, did y'all know that?
We did not know that.
This is not a joke. I'm the roommate for 13 years. I'm the real George. Would you tell them last time I was there with you 30 years ago? I'm the real George. I'm his roommate I'm the best man in his wedding, and I'm the father of his kids. You guys don't know.
Wow.
Best friend for 47 years.
That really escalated there, didn't it?
47 years, and a lot of people, I have to help people to know I'm actually the real George.
There
Okay?
you go.
Talk to him 3 times a day, every day for 47 years.
Have you seen George? One of the episodes George is in, it's George Wallace.
You mean the fellow sitting right there?
Yeah, right there.
In fact, Dr. Wallace plays a doctor.
He plays a doctor, and Desperado comes on. He kind of looks off. It's wonderful. It's hilarious.
You know how that bit came up? Because I used to do a joke about his son. His son, you know, they're Jewish, so I was one of the bearers of when the son was, how do you say, they call it
A brisk?
a brisk. Yeah.
A brisk.
How'd you know that?
It wasn't me.
It was Willie.
Okay, Willie. It was a brisk. And so it's supposed to be the father and the grandfather to hold the leg of the little boy, but it was me and Jerry. And so they had, and I said to the little boy, after they got the baby drunk first, the little boy, they got him drunk. They did. They put it on a sponge, and they put wine in his mouth, and then the rabbi did his little thing, zip, and to this day, every time I walk into his house, that little boy looks at me and go, I know you from somewhere. So that's where that bit came from. I only did one episode because we keep friendship and business separate.
Yeah.
Oh, that would explain the friendship, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to ride in his Porsches?
Listen, Porsche,
His collection
I
of
fly in a
Porsches.
jet. That's why I take advantage of this. You know, he got a jet, I got a jet. The other day, he told me, you need to get your own plane. I said, why should we get another plane? You want to get your plane?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's friendship. That's not business.
Let me tell you something. And he's got way too much money. You know, I'm doing fine. I'm blessed, but he's got way too much money. I was at his house the other night. I have my own suite at his house on the island. You know, it's just way too much money. I got up to pee at 3 o'clock in the morning. I came back. My bed was made. There was chocolate on my pillow. But it's too much money.
That is too much.
That's too much money.
You should go to his house. I mean, when you play ping pong, click, 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 eventually a ball goes astray somewhere, right?
Right.
If my ball went astray, I turn around. Don't go get it, don't go get it. He turns around, he got a crystal ball with 200 ping pong balls in it. Now, you know, all houses, you only allow 3 ping pong balls in the house, right?
Yeah,
He's got 200 in the ball. That's I
Handy.
can tell you about money, just too much money. So,
Mr. George Wallace has joined us, a comedian, a legendary comedian, and I know that you probably know everything there is to know about comedy, you think.
I think.
Oh, God.
But even Tiger Woods takes golf lessons
I
occasionally. He's got
apologize in advance,
someone that
George.
coaches him on his swing. And ladies and gentlemen,
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Went car shopping the other day, looking around, found one I liked, asked the salesman, cargo space? He goes, no, cargo road.
That was Ace Cosby.
Cargo space. No, cargo road.
See, now, if I laugh because that's just stupid, does that count?
I was laughing because Mr. Wallace just smiled.
Anyway, I thought that was the second part of the joke.
You thought there was a punchline?
But you know what? I like jokes like that. I like jokes that make no sense whatsoever.
You came to the right place.
Yeah, you did.
I did a racial joke one time. It said 2 Jews, a black, and a Mexican walked into a bar. Bartender said, "Y'all get the hell out of here." And that's it. That was You got to be a real comedian to understand that joke. That was Johnny Carson's favorite joke.
Hilarious.
But I set it up better in the club. But you guys laughed unless you just.
Well, we're all terrible racists, but
I think you're a pretty good one.
You guys are having too much fun up in there. You guys get paid to do this?
No, I don't. Not today.
Well, they do.
Okay, they do.
he's
Let me hear that joke one more time.
So I'm looking at Mr. Wallace's webpage, and I glance at this one photograph, and I go, "My God, that the son of yours looks just like you." Then I realized that's Alonzo Bowden, the famous comedian. I love Alonzo.
Alonzo is wonderful. I talk to him every day. How about
We
that?
love him.
I love
He's
Alonzo.
great. And he has that great voice.
Yes.
Actually, we're going to go out on a tour together. We're going to go on a boat.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to be with headlining with the guy. Patti LaBelle, and the guy that used to be with the Doobie Brothers. What's his name?
Michael
Michael
McDonald.
McDonald?
I love Michael.
Yeah.
I know you love everybody.
I love Michael McDonald.
Except for all of us.
doesn't care for us, George.
So that's because I know them. I don't know Michael McDonald. I just
And
love
he
his
is
music.
the boss, so you got to go. Y'all don't like him, but he doesn't.
I know.
It's all good.
Oh, lucky you're here because the ass kissing begins at 8:12.
You can't say ass on radio.
I work with several of them.
Oh, here.
And I just got here. That includes me too.
No. And do you live primarily in Atlanta?
I live at United and Delta.
Was I being set up for that?
No. Listen, when you've been doing it for 47 years, you pretty much have a joke for everything. It just comes out and just is, especially it's my passion, and I love what I do. I just love.
You don't have a dog, I'm guessing, do you?
Hell no, I got no dog. What would I want? I mean, I love dogs, but I'm out of town every day. I'm in a different. What if I had a support dog on a plane with me?
What kind of dog would you get?
A black.
So long as it's black, he doesn't care.
I have two. Believe it or not, George, I have two very white dogs.
You got two white dogs.
Get the hell out of here!
So a black dog and a white dog.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here!
2 black dogs and a chihuahua walking to
Get the hell out of here!
You got to augment it one more dog.
Right.
But I'm trying to think of what a schnauzer. What would be the most insulting dog?
I don't know. The poodle kind of has those curls that go down. That could work.
There you go.
I used to do a joke about dogs. How come that when dogs bark at night, they have to get that last bark in? Then the dogs are.
Yeah, they're just. It's kind of the. You heard me.
Yeah, I said it.
I said it.
What you gonna do about it, buddy?
I'm hanging out with comedian George Wallace.
Yeah.
Growing up with we were talking about this the other day. Sometimes people have the name of someone who's famous. And you grew up with, there was a famous George Wallace,
Yes.
but much different.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, even when I got to college, the University of Akron, and my nickname was Governor through college. And, they called me Governor at the University of Akron, and I'm from Georgia, so I was the next state away. And I am the same George Wallace. I said segregation today, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever. That's me. I went to California, got a little son.
Nobody laughs when I do my George Wallace impression.
Bacon is really good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Bacon is really good.
Really
now, which would you rather have? Which smells better, bacon or cinnamon?
Oh, my gosh.
Boy, that's tough.
That's tough, isn't it?
Is it cinnamon, or like the Cinnabon at the mall or the airport? Because that might win for me.
Listen to me. When you walk to the mall and you smell that cinnamon, it's just like, Because if you put cinnamon on anything, it's gonna be good. You can put cinnamon on liver. You can put cinnamon. You can eat it. You can put some. A lot of people don't like having oral sex or anything like that, but.
Sprinkle some cinnamon on it.
A little of that ice.
That'll make that Saturday night gig at the bus station more palatable.
Sprinkle a little cinnamon.
Yeah, sure.
Comedian George Wallace, I want to ask George about his life as a kid. We were talking about the Ed Sullivan Show earlier. And George and I are
Yes, you were talking and we were just sitting here.
men of a certain age, and there was a time when the only comedians you'd see on TV were on the Ed Sullivan Show. because that's where the Beatles emerged.
Sure.
The Doors.
Carlin was on, right?
Pardon me?
Wasn't Carlin on Ed Sullivan?
Yeah.
I remember seeing some
Suit and
black and
tie.
white.
I'm not
suit
sure
and
about
tie.
George Carlin.
I don't know if George would. He might have been the next era.
Okay.
He was on Late Night with Carson, et cetera, et cetera.
Frank Gorshin was on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
We met Frank Gorshin. I loved
Did
Frank
you?
Gorshin.
Okay.
Did you ever meet him?
I met him one time. He came to Las Vegas, came to one of my shows. That's what's good about when I was working in Las Vegas. I own Las Vegas. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
They call me the new Mr. Vegas. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, I went there for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I wound up there for 15 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't work for the hotels. I owned the show, my dear.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe you can get that Seinfeld jet.
Yeah, here's Carlin on Sullivan. He played the hippie dippy weatherman.
Did he? Okay, cool.
That's what it was.
But my point was, so George, when you were a kid and you were watching TV, who did you admire in the world of comedy? Because you always wanted to be a comedian, right?
Red Fox, Jackie Mums Mabley. There's a guy named Judge Pickmeat Markham, Johnny Carson, Rodney
Big
Dangerfield,
Meat.
John
We
Rivers. You know about Big Meat?
we were playing
we're
Pig
Big
Meat
Meat.
Martin on
No,
two
you
days ago.
didn't.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're quite familiar.
We love
come
him.
the
Love
judge.
Big
Love the judge. And that's why Sammy Davis Jr. used to say, "Here comes the judge." But Judge Pickmeat Markham,
then-
bring him in. I'm going to give him from now on. Hear ye, the judge.
And
on the swing.
they brought him on. They actually brought Pig Meat onto the show.
Swing, just about ready to do that thing. Don't want no cheating, don't want no jive. Abide. This judge is. He's Judge Pickmeat.
That's me in the background. Here comes the judge. What, you know?
I gotta have that.
Yeah.
I gotta have that. You gotta
You
get me
gotta
that.
play the chorus.
Oh, there we go. Just listen to that.
Let that guitar fall in.
Everybody.
Oh my God. This is great.
All those kids got to listen to me because I am the judge and you can play the
See, here's my point here. That is rap. That is hip hop. And they're going, well, hip hop was invented in the 1970s.
Some historians, hip hop historians, do claim that as one of the the.
No,
first.
come on. That is.
Of course, right. I know.
Okay, they agree with you.
It just wasn't called hip hop back in the day. He was doing it. Also, Holiday. What's the other guys in New York?
Sugar Hill Gang?
Sugar Hill Gang,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
But Sly and the Family Stone was doing it before that. It
Yes.
just depends on
Yeah, that's just such great stuff. So when you were a kid, you loved Pig Meat Markham. That's great.
I loved them all. Wildman Steve and we used to Red Fox.
You got to work with him.
I wrote. All right, yeah, I did. I was a writer on the Red Fox show.
And it's my understanding that Mr. Fox was what's the word I'm looking for?
A very dirty comedian.
Well, that's
Blue.
No, he was blue.
Blue.
Now you're talking about Red Fox. See, most people think about Sanford and Son. That's not Fred Sanford. Those are two different guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you gone to see him, and you would be expecting Fred Sanford. Totally. That's right, lady. I said the F word. I won't say it again. Everybody says the F word. Slam your hand in the door. See what the first word is.
That's right, lady. I said he looked at a woman in the crowd.
Because they were surprised that these little old white ladies would come see Fred Sanford, and all of a sudden the first thing he does is just go blue, blue, blue.
And
blue.
if LaWanda Page opened for him,
She opened for me once in San Francisco.
was she's one of the filthiest comedians.
Filthy. I said she was so filthy. She walked out there and had an apron on, and under her apron she had a big slung like, and she was doing all. I mean, really filthy. So I just said, I think I should open this show with a word of prayer. And Esther, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, now, let me ask you this. George Wallace is our guest, distinguished comedian. What was your first major television appearance? Do you remember?
Mike Douglas. Jimmy Walker got me on the Mike Douglas show,
Nice.
and then I went to the Tonight Show in 1977.
Man.
And the next day, I was opening. That's when you did the Tonight Show. You were in.
Yeah.
Opened on a Thursday night Thanksgiving. The next day, I was in front of 17,000 people opening for Natalie Cole. And I never stopped. And all I ever wanted to do was be a comedian, a real comedian. I never wanted to do radio, television, or movies, anything like that. I just wanted to open up. And I went from Natalie Cole to George Benson to Donna Summer to Diana Ross to Tom Jones for 5 years. I just love doing comedy, stand up in the theater, in the rounds. I love what I do.
I'm getting a look.
You're getting the look on.
Why am I getting the look?
Because of the Tom Jones reference.
Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Well,
nobody's
you're not unusual.
You weren't getting
You're not
the look.
unusual.
We got a legend in the building. Let's not do our
Nobody was
radio
looking at
tricks.
you.
Oh, you didn't like Tom Jones? What
Let's
was
not
his-
sully the.
We all love Tom Jones.
He's having a good time, Tom.
Well, he's 82 years old and still doing it.
Yeah, I saw him in Vegas
Oh,
not
I
too
think
long
it's
ago.
sweet.
Man,
I'm sure that
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Wallace has had some experience in the world of radio, and as you can see, George, I have a vinyl turntable here, and
Well, his visit's almost about up anyway.
Let me hear you go. Yiggy, yiggy, yiggy. Yiggy, yiggy, yiggy. Do it.
I
You
have
gotta get me that
Scratch for us,
I
Tom.
have I'm going to do some.
We'll get you, Pygmy.
As you know, Tom Jones refuses to release his album or have his music and have it streamed. It's exclusively on vinyl.
Is that
I
right?
thought we'd play a little bit, but for now, as you can see, this is a scratchy record, Mr. Wallace. Let's just see if we can.
What's new, pussy? Whoa.
Seems to be skipping.
What's new, pussy?
I apologize for.
Seemed like you would have said cat and not do the first part. But that's
Got flowers and lots of hours to
Oh, there's more, George. There's more.
Yeah, try it.
soon be kissing your sweet little pussy.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry.
you guys are stupid. You know that? You guys
Oh, yeah.
We are dumb.
We don't know we're stupid.
Stupid is a compliment now. See how
Yeah.
stupid is a compliment. Yeah.
I want to play a little something for you. This will make you happy. Here we go. This is Mr. Red Fox. Here we go.
Hygiene. That's the important factor. Hygiene. The toughest thing in the world, say, you got to wash your ass.
And there's a second part to that you got to listen to.
I don't think he means your whole ass.
Yeah, that's right. You got to
Yes.
You know the other part.
Not the
I was
entire.
at that taping at the Apollo Theater. I heard him do that live.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm so blessed. I've been around. I've seen a lot. I was at Dr. King's funeral. I've been around. I've been to the Great Wall of China. I'm so blessed. That's all I'm going to talk about on
And we're
stage.
blessed to have you in
Yes,
here.
we
And
are blessed.
I'm on this show. That's really blessed right there. And I
This
thank God.
stupid shit.
Yes, he's blessed so much he's leaving after this break.
He's blessed to be able to leave.
There's really something wrong with you guys. But is this a nice way to work and just love to come to work and just laugh? And
Oh, yeah, we love it.
Will you shut up while I'm talking?
Let me ask you. We're talking with George. George, do you remember your first?
Yes, I do.
Your first appearance was on the Tonight Show.
Yes.
Do you remember any of the material you did on the Tonight Show the first time you were on?
I did. I walked out and said, yeah, I'm George Wallace. I know you're looking at your television going, Lula May coming here. And you guys said, George Wallace on here. There's something different about this.
That's great. That must have just destroyed.
You know,
A lot of people tuned in.
I closed the show with, oh my God, it was about do all black people know each other? I got a question I'm going to answer a question that your wife has been confronted with for 20 years. Do all black people know each other? Yes, we do. Another part was that I don't remember the other part now. I don't want to screw up the joke, but I remember.
Well, you're famous for doing a news show every night.
But this is true too, because I don't know what here. I'm going to talk about your airport. I'm going to talk about every city I go to. I talk about something that happens in that city that's really stupid.
And I think pretty much everywhere you go in America, there's a lot of material.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And I want to know why was my cab fare higher than my airfare to get to the station? That's
Well, it's my understanding they took you in the Great Circle route to get here.
I did see. I kept seeing the same thing over and over and over. And I'm going like, they taking me up the river. And there's a creek out here or something like that, right?
There's a creek.
Yeah. Falls Creek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good. George Wallace is our distinguished guest.
I can't wait to come back. Am I going to be invited back?
Absolutely.
Oh, this is so nice.
It'll be the afternoon guy, but you know,
None of us will be.
you won't be sleepy. It'll be a good time. George, Mr. Wallace, watch for him in Philly, Baltimore, Helium this evening and tomorrow.